Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Where today we're going to break down the terrible, awful game that the Packers just endured in Denver. Where not only did the Packers lose 34-26, lost control of first place in the NFC North, and went from the 2 seed down to the 7 seed, but literally almost every single player that is important to the Packers went down with injury, with the biggest one being star defensive end Micah Parsons being out for the year with a torn ACL that basically kind of sinks the Packers' championship hopes. But let's first get going in a scoring breakdown where the Packers got off to a massive start against Denver. Started off with a McManus 53-yard field goal, make it 3-0 Green Bay, and a 26-yarder in the second quarter made it 6-0 Packers by McManus. Then Denver took the lead on a Michael Bandy 20-yard touchdown pass from Bo Nix, making it 7-6. Josh Jacobs had a 14-yard pass on an amazing catch on 3rd and 15 from Jordan Love, making it 13-7. Little Jordan Humphrey had a 5-yard touchdown pass from Bo Nix, making it 14-13 Denver, and McManus 35-yard field goal, making it 16-14 Green Bay at half. In the third quarter, a Josh Jacobs 40-yard touchdown rush, making it 23-14 Green Bay. But after an interception that cost Christian Watson the rest of the game on a beautiful play by Pat Surtain, Denver just went off. Started with a Cortland Sutton 14-yard pass from Bo Nix, making it 23-21. Then Troy Franklin had a 23-yard pass from Bo Nix, make it 27-23 Denver. The Packers got within one with a Brandon McManus 37-yard field goal, make it 27-26. But R.J. Harvey had a 4-yard rush, make it 34-26 Denver. And the Packers just couldn't get anything going as the injuries kept mounting up. Total yards, Denver had 291 to 362 for Green Bay. Packers had 2 turnovers compared to Denver's 1. 19 first downs for Green Bay, 21 for Denver. Packers, though, 10 penalties for 72 yards, 4 of them on Rasheed Walker alone. He's definitely not going to be re-signed this following offseason. 6 for 60 for Denver, which a couple that could have been called, especially one with Talafona Hufanga, just slamming Jordan Love's head into the ground, which I don't know how that wasn't called. 6 of 13 for third down for Green Bay, 4-11 for Denver. Packers 1 of 3 on fourth down, 2 of 4 for Denver. Biggest difference in the game, though. Packers went 1 of 4 in the red zone, whereas Denver went 4 for 4, and time possession was basically 50-50. For the Packers, in terms of box score, Jordan Love didn't have the greatest game in the world. Went 24 for 40 with 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 on the attempted kill shot to Christian Watson that was beautifully played by Pat Surtain, and then 1 late in the game where a ball bounced off of Dontavian Wick's hands and got intercepted there. And got sacked 3 times after Zach Tom left with the injury. QBR 77, rating of 68.3. Josh Jacobs had a pretty good game, 12 carries to 72 yards and a touchdown. His longest of his time with the Packers of 40 yarders. Jordan Love 3 for 29 and Brooks 2 for 10. Matthew Golden 3 for 55. Jaden Reed 5 for 55. Musgrave 4 for 52, had a good game for him. Dobbs 2 for 36. Watson 3 for 29 before leaving with an injury. And Jacobs 2 for 19 with a touchdown. Edgerrin Cooper did recover a fumble of R.J. Harvey. That was on Denver's first drive there. Defense, Quay Walker had 9 total tackles, leading the team, had 1 tackle for loss. Xavier McKinney had 3 pass deflections, including one that should have been intercepted right before the Parsons injury. You got to wonder if he's kicking himself for that. Edgerrin Cooper had 2 tackles for loss and a pass deflection. He had a pretty good game, though. Carrington Valentine had a pass deflection, but had a really rough day. And the officer Micah Parsons had a pass deflection as well. No sacks, no interceptions for the Packers there. Manuel Wilson, not great on kick returns, 4 for 95, 238.1. McManus had a really good game kicking, 4 for 4 with including a 53-yarder and 2 and 2 on extra points for 14 total points on the game. And Whelan had 1 punt. It was a 57-yarder with a touchback there as well. And so the main thing coming out of this game is the injuries, as Zach Tom left with an oblique injury, still waiting to hear back on the report from him. Christian Watson left with a chest injury as official diagnosis, but we did get some news today that is not a severe injury, so not a broken collarbone, which was a worst-case scenario. He should be back maybe as early as this week, which is huge for Green Bay. But the big one is Micah Parsons. The all-in move that the Packers made. He's now going to be out to at least the beginning of next season. We'll see how his recovery goes. I mean, Christian Watson was back way sooner than everyone expected, and he tore his ACL like a month later than Parsons did this year. So he could be back in mid-September potentially, but for the rest of the year, the Packers defense hasn't been able to generate a lot of pressure outside of Micah Parsons. is going to have to step up. Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, even some linebackers like an Edrin Cooper Blitz. Let's see what Jeff Alfie has in store. But also underrated, Evan Williams, starting safety, left with a knee injury as well. That might sideline him for 2 weeks, which is huge because he's part of a really, really good safety duo with him and McKinney. And the way the corners have played, especially Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon played today, losing any member of a secondary is brutal. As, yeah, Jordan Love, not his best performance, especially in the second half after Zach Tom went down. Denver's defense, which, by the way, one of the best defenses in the league. The fact that we even scored 26 points against the defense is incredible. Just kind of fell apart there. The whole team kind of started after the one interception that knocked out Watson. Everything just kind of unraveled there. So it's hard. It's hard to judge. But run game did pretty solid as well. But yeah, the defense, where was it? Bo Nix did not really throw down the field at all. The longest reception was a 42-yarder by Cortland Sutton at the end of the game, but a lot of it was like screens that were like, or short passes at the Packers secondary, especially Carrington Valentine, missed tackles on, able to get big gains there for Denver, and it's just kind of embarrassing, to say the least. And you gotta wonder what the heck's going to happen in the future, because the Packers have a massive game this Saturday against Chicago in Chicago that is basically going to determine the division. If the Packers win, they're probably going to win the division. If they lose, you got to wonder if Green Bay is even going to make the playoffs at all. So it is a must-win game next week against Chicago. We'll see what the injury news is coming up this week. I'll keep an eye out, especially for Zach Tom and Evan Williams. But Micah Parsons' season is done. Luckily, Christian Watson's is not done. And the Packers have some serious soul-searching to do to grind out some victories to make the playoffs in this very, very, very crowded NFC. Let's see if they can do it. And if not, it's been a fun year. But that is all for today. And as always, go Pack, go.